Hi everyone, welcome back to the Casual Watch Review channel. So it's the start of the year, we're in February now, and as customary with the start of the year, I suddenly get really interested in going to the gym and think that I'm gonna stay fit every month of the year. This year I really am gonna try and do that because I'm hitting the big 4-0 in November, and that's quite a daunting thought for myself, and at least for the last 10 years I haven't been at all in shape. So one of my neighbours kindly offered to get me in shape. Although this isn't a fitness YouTube channel, this is a watch YouTube channel. So I had to have a watch to go with my new fitness regime, and I picked, of course, a G-Shock. And I think this might be one of the best G-Shocks that I've bought for a long time. I used to love those big G-Shocks, don't get me wrong, they're awesome, but I think as my kind of taste evolved, I wanted something a little bit more understated. So this is the GW6900-1, and I'm gonna do a review and talk about why I think this is the best gym watch, certainly for me. Now, before I flip the camera around and dive into the review of this great G-Shock watch, if this is your first time watching one of my videos, I'd love it if you hit that subscribe button. If you're interested in hearing more longer form content, we've got a podcast out now. So you can subscribe on iTunes, it's longer form content. We cover subjects in a lot more depth. There's different interviews and you'll hear me a bit more raw and uncut than I am on my YouTube channel. But anyway, let's flip the camera around and dive into reviewing this cool little G-Shock watch. I think this particular model is the best gym G-Shock watch I think I've ever had, and I'm going to explain the reasons why. The reason that I went with a G-Shock and not a smartwatch was, first of all, I've been a watch collector for a while and I've never really loved those smartwatches. I have a separate heart rate monitor that I use with my phone, and that's a really good indicator. It shows you on the phone, you can kind of screenshot it if you want to, you can export the data out if you want to. I just want the watch to be a stopwatch, and also because I'm not the world's fittest person, when I'm running on the treadmill I need the buttons big enough that I can press them when I'm absolutely exhausted, which is more frequent than you'd imagine, I guess. Anyway, this is the first time I've owned one of these, and this is the GW6900-1. Got it off Amazon. I'll leave the link down below. $82.99, which I think was an absolute bargain for this watch. It seems to have everything that you want in a G-Shock. Lower profile than the bigger G-Shocks, but it's also got all of the functions that I think you would need in a G-Shock. This one does have that multi-band 6 on it, so it sets itself. I'm in the US, so there's a couple of towers here that it sets itself from. Also, it's solar as well, so it recharges through natural light, which is something I really like about the G-Shock range. The fact that it sets the time every evening to make sure it's accurate, and I love that solar feature as well, and also that the hard wearing. It's got the lume, I can show you, G-Shock lume, always awesome, that light. And then we've got the 3 dials across the top that are sort of multi-function. It also has a world time. Now, this particular version, if we close up on the dial here, this one, if we close up on the dial, has more of a dot matrix display. So that means that for the date, so you can see that the date looks more like Saturday here. Some of the other ones I've seen, even some of the newer ones, that day panel at the top is the sort of 7-point time display. So it looks more geometric than this dot matrix. And that's particularly important when you go to the world time feature of this, because I think the various different time zones, you can more easily see them with this dot matrix display that it has. We can scroll through the various different setting points. Here we've got it set to London time. So we've got LUN there for London. It does all of the major time zones. It's got several alarms, including a snooze alarm as well. We go past the snooze, it will tell you the last time that it set itself off the atomic timekeeping. Next one is the stopwatch. We have the stopwatch. We also have the split lap on here as well, which is awesome. And then we have a countdown timer, and then we're back to the time setting. Has all of the basic features, and this is the reason that I love it for the gym. The buttons are very easy to press, and to be honest, most G-Shocks, with the exception of one that I tried out and sent back, I think most G-Shocks are awesome for the gym. It's just that I have this one, so I might as well say that it's awesome for me for the gym. I've had a number of G-Shocks in the past as well. The only one criticism I have about this watch, and I'm going to rectify it, and I'll do a follow-up video on this because I've just bought a load of parts from Alibaba. The watch strap itself, see how it sticks out a little bit? On my 7.2-inch wrist, it does protrude out ever so slightly beyond my wrist, and it's because of these kind of shock absorbers here, I think. I'm sure there's a purpose to it, that if you knock it from the side, it's going to cause less damage to the watch and to the wrist. Stainless steel case back on here, just while we're looking at that. But I have bought some NATO strap adapters from Alibaba. I've also bought another strap as well, so I'm going to mod this a little bit when I get the time when those parts arrive. Now a close up on the dial here. Let's look at those measurements. So it has a 16mm lug width, and it's recessed in there. I'm going to get some NATO strap adapters for this, so it's going to convert the 16mm to 22, so I can get a 22 NATO strap on here. This is the case size. This is the lug-to-lug measurement. As I mentioned, the lugs do protrude, or the strap protrudes slightly beyond my wrist, and I'll show you a close-up of that later. The buttons are the standard metal buttons. There's no additional covering on these like you do see on some of the other G-Shocks, but they are quite easy to press, which is something very important, especially if you're exercising or on the treadmill. You want to be able to press the buttons quite quickly, certainly on the stopwatch. So let's just have a closer look at those features of this watch. We have the timekeeping mode at the bottom here. I can scroll through. We've got timekeeping, world time, the alarm, which has 4 alarms, plus it's on SIG here, which shows you the last time that it got its atomic timekeeping. Stopwatch, we've got whirring away there. You can see this is doing its 10th of a second, I believe. We've got countdown timer, and then back to the timekeeping mode. As I mentioned, it does have atomic timekeeping. We've got these are the various circular dials across the top here, which give this G-Shock a very distinctive look. It doesn't have any of the ABC functionality, the altimeter, barometer, and compass on here. It just has the standard timekeeping functions with the atomic timekeeping and solar to charge it. Let's just do a very quick wrist shot. The strap is good. It's nothing to write home about. It's a plastic strap. It's not soft like you see on some of the Seiko watch straps, but it is comfortable. There it is on my 7.2-inch wrist. It's not an oversized G-Shock by any means. I think this, for me, is a perfect size. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. As always, if the first time you're watching one of my uploads, hit that subscribe button. I'd really appreciate it. As always, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time on the Casual Watch Review channel. Thanks, guys. Bye.